Hi, I'm a girl who loves Supergirl, and I'm here to give you a review and Easter eggs of Supergirl episode 19, Myriad! Hi, I'm Ashley Victoria Robinson, and I'm a girl who loves Supergirl, so let's jump right into the good about this week's episode. Alright, let's start with a staple for Girl on Supergirl. Martian Manhunter killed it! David Harewood consistently knocks this role out of the park, and you got to see him play some really complex emotions and physical states during this particular episode. Not only was that compelling to watch, but having him against Laura Vandervoort's Indigo, who's another great asset to the show. I really hope we get to see her moving forward. She's so fascinating. All the Legion tie-ins that could happen. Seeing them play opposite each other in one of the penultimate fights toward the end was really entertaining to watch. I also think that this is the best episode for Kyler Lee, who plays Alex Danvers, Kara's sister. I really like the character of Alex, but I think that there have been some stumbles in her execution. I think you really get to see her come into her own in this episode, and you finally understand the idea that she's supposed to be Supergirl without the powers. The scenes where she's in disguise, where you see her playing opposite Helen Slater and Melissa Benoist, Alex really kicked ass in this episode, and for this being the penultimate episode, we had a lot of stuff going on, and these two performances really secure them. Melissa Benoist, of course, amazing as always, and Callista Flockhart. We love Callista Flockhart here on the show. Callista Flockhart takes on some very serious world-ending subject matter as Cat Grant in this episode, and even though she is non-superpowered and severely underqualified to be there, she holds her own and makes you believe that she is an asset. She's just amazing to watch. She's taken a character from the comics who was maybe not the most popular and really elevated her to a new level on this show. This was a great episode full of really good stuff. Alright, it is Easter egg time for this episode. The first and most obvious is the Superman character, Maxima. That's right. Maxima was first introduced by Roger Stern and George Perez in late 1989. She's the queen of a warrior race and traveled all around the universe and decided that Superman would be her suitable mate. However, he rejected her and they fought many times because she was mad at him for that. Now this is more of a real-life Easter egg than a DC Comics Easter egg. Cat Grant has the line, "Kara, tell Harrison Ford that once and for all, I don't date older men, especially if they're married." This is really funny in case you didn't know, because in real life, Callista Flockhart and Harrison Ford are married. A really big non-Easter egg in this episode, he tells Kara that the son of Zor-El has already knelt before him. That is a big non-beat from Superman 2, where he tells Superman to kneel. We also see Maxwell Lord playing a bigger role in this episode. We see him weaponizing a satellite, which is probably a nod to Infinite Crisis, where Maxwell Lord hijacked one of Batman's intelligence gathering satellites, a brother eye used in the OMAC project. Alright, it is time to talk about the bad in this episode of Supergirl. Now, overall, I think I stated this was a really great episode of Supergirl, but this is the penultimate episode of the first season of Supergirl. Penultimate being second to last. And that means that this is the episode where a lot of the threads are going to unravel so that they can tie up really nicely together for the finale. There was so much going on in Myriad. It was really great. Of course, always fun to watch. It's nice to see the Myriad plotline finally paying off in a really dramatic way. I think this was one of Non's best appearances. You believe that he has some strength behind him, but there was a lot going on for an hour of television. It feels like it's moving at a breakneck speed, and at a couple points, it does feel like it's about to go off the rail. It never quite tips and gets there. The episode doesn't fall apart, but it is so close sometimes, so close. And unfortunately, I think one of the weakest performances was Lucy Lane. We've moved her into this position of power, putting her as the head of the DEO. That's something that I've liked in previous episodes, and I think is a really compelling thing to have happen to her character, especially if you're going to set up Superwoman for when she eventually steps down from the position of leading the DEO. But in this episode, you see a couple characters who are brainwashed, all the human characters on Earth, and you see her marching around, and you see her shooting, and there's just, she just looks really silly. So I'm really sorry, Lucy. I was there with you. I wanted you to rock the DEO, but I feel like you let me down in this week's episode. I'm really sorry. Time for my crazy theory of the week. All right, guys, I have a great one for you. So I talked a little bit earlier about Lucy Lane and her crazy walking. Now, I think that when Hank Henshaw, all recertified up, allowed to be in the DEO, when he comes back to claim his right as leader of said organization, he and Lucy are going to have a face Vogue off so that we can see more of Lucy's crazy walking skills. Let me know if you want to see that, guys, because I really do. Now I am going to rate Myriad on our scale, as always, from 1 Kryptonian crystal to a potential 5 Kryptonian crystals, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. You want as many crystals as possible. I think this was a great episode of Supergirl. We had a lot of stuff going on. We had a lot of really, really strong performances, and I think this is a great setup for what's going to happen in the finale to be super dramatic. I really, really enjoyed it. I think there were amazing performances. I think Melissa Benoist killed it. So I am going to give Myriad 4 Kryptonian crystals out of 5. Almost got a little out of hand for me, so it's not perfect, but as close as I can give it. 4 Kryptonian crystals. Overall, I think this was a really powerful setup for what is going to happen in next week's episode as Supergirl Season 1 comes to a close. Now, in the tradition of Season 1 Berlanti shows, one of the characters usually dies, so I want you to go down to the comment section and tell me, do you think that everyone is making it out of this season alive? Me personally, I'm not sure if Wynn is the one who's going to make it. I think killing him off would give Kara a really powerful emotional beat, and for her to have to channel some of the rage that we know Supergirl is known for. Go to the comment section and tell me what you think, guys. If you like this show, we do other review shows on this channel, like this Legends of Tomorrow show every Thursday, hosted by Jason Inman. And if you like that, then why not go down to patreon.com/Jawiin, Jawiin. Support Legends of Tomorrow, support Girl and Supergirl, support Geek History Lesson. Keep all of our Kryptonian crystals here lit. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been Ashley Victoria Robinson, your girl on Supergirl. Be safe and make good choices.